One night I was home alone, so I decided to play Sonic Heroes. I started it up, everything was normal, the PS2 startup screen greeted me and a blast of nostalgia shot up my spine as the PlayStation 2 logo came up. Everything appeared fine, except the colors were a bit darker. I shrugged it off, thinking it was the TV. I had an old TV and it did that a lot. So I had the normal selection of Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Amy, and Team Chaotic. I chose Team Sonic and a loading screen came up. It stayed for 5, maybe 6 seconds until the screen went away. It was time to play the game. Everything played like normal, except Sonic was a bit stiffer. I decided to move on. There was a flying sign, so I switched to Tails. This is where stuff got weird. Tails was crying like he was in pain. Sonic and Knuckles told him to shut up and fly. Tails then ran out of airtime, like in the normal game, but instead of falling to the ground, Tails was lying on the ground. He wasn't moving. Sonic went up to inspect. No pulse. He's dead. Knuckles pushed Sonic and started punching Tails' stomach, crying, "Live, damn it, live!" I was shocked. How could they have cursing in a kid's game? I know they cursed in Shadow the Hedgehog, but that was E10+. This game was E. I continued playing until the screen faded to black. 5 seconds later, a loading screen came up. It read, "Death is upon us." Needless to say, I was freaked out. The level loaded up and I entered the Haunted Mansion level. Sonic and Knuckles were walking down a straight path. I encountered a wall. So I switched to Knuckles as he proceeded to punch the wall. Then he started to act hurt. His hand looked horrible. His fingers were bent in a way that was impossible. Even if they were broken, he decided to punch it a second time and shouted, "Fuck my fingers, fuck." Sonic looked at Knuckles with a worried expression across his features. He asked Knuckles if he wanted to rest. Knuckles replied, "No, I am going to break this wall!" He started punching, kicking, and head-butting the wall. Sonic backed away in shock as Knuckles continued to head-butt the wall. Finally, the Enchantada collapsed. Sonic walked up to Knuckles slowly. He grabbed his body. He looked over his friend's body, face full ormally. It was deformed, spewing blood. It would be a miracle if it ever healed. Sonic threw him to the ground and ran away. A loading screen came up. In the large front, I saw the captions, "Suicide Road." Sonic was now in Frog Forest. He walked down the straight path until a rock blocked his path. He stood there and started to cry. He then started to talk about his life. "I have no friends anymore. I don't know how to talk to girls. My mom and dad died in a house fire. I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry if this hurts anyone. That is, if anyone cared." The blue hedgehog's slender form flew off the nearby cliff and an eerie splat was heard. The camera panned down and showed Sonic impaled by spikes. The game ended with American Sonic CD Game Over soundtrack in backwards, looping endlessly. I took the game out of the console, then grabbed a hammer and smashed it. After that, I threw them in the trash and have since moved on with my life. I still remember that day though, as if I could possibly forget.